All right, everyone. You're welcome to the second part of the topic elements of music. So, without no further ado, let's continue. So, what is texture? Texture is the extent to which melody and rhythm are combined in a piece of music. It's like a layer of sounds in a piece of music. You can liken it to, your fabric. Some can be light and some can be thick. All right. Examples of textures include the monophonic texture, homophonic texture, and polyphonic texture. Monophonic in the sense that it has one melodic line and are usually without any supporting harmony, and it has unaccompanied, melody. This can be traced to, any solo performance where just only the singer or the instrument is playing without any backup, without any instrumental or vocal accompaniment. Also, it can also be traced to religious chants, all right? For instance, call for prayers, you know, a particular person chants a particular, line or text. So that is an example of the monophonic textured music. Wow, that is a Christmas tune, a popular Christmas tune, and it has the homophonic texture. You know, it's in homophonic texture, a single and clearly defined melody, moving. Remember, one melody move, but now with accompaniment, usually with chord accompaniment. All right. So most hymns, just like the one you just heard now, a popular Christmas hymn, you know, has the homophonic texture. Also, different kind of popular music has the homophonic texture. Where the lead singer sings and where the backing of the piano player, saxophonist, guitarist, and also and other, you know, um, musical instrument or musical instrument players. So polyphonic, like the words poly, many. It it has more than one independent melodic line. All right, and usually in the art music culture, melodies are usually blended using the principle of counterpoint, which will be discussed later in our subsequent videos. What is the difference between polyphonic texture and the homophonic texture? Now, it's very obvious. In homophonic texture, you have one melodic line, and the accompanying, parts, they are just accompanying the melodic line. So dependent, they are dependent on the melodic line. Why in polyphonic texture, you have different melodic or melodies moving separately, independent of each other or one another. Now let's listen to this example. All right, that's a very wonderful one by Bach. That's a prelude. It's an example of two um melodies moving together at the same time, and both blending together to form um a very beautiful music. All right, now let's go to the next one. Timbre or tone color is the sound quality produced by a particular instrument or voice. Now, it is the feature that makes a particular musical instrument sound different from another, even at the same pitch or intensity. They have different sound quality. Now, the sound quality is usually determined by the shape of the vibrating body. Remember, sound is usually produced by vibrations of a particular body. So think of any musical instrument that makes sound. You see, um, they make sound through vibration. So the shape of the vibration determines the timbre and the sound quality. The material, for instance, it could be metal, it could be wood, it could be human tissue. Yes, in this case, your voice, the shape of your, or the size of your voice box also determine the timbre or your sound quality as a singer. All right. Now, and the method of playing the music too. Of playing the musical instrument. Do you strike? Do you hit? Do you bow? Do you pluck? Do you blow air into it? So all this determines the timbre of a particular musical instrument. All right. Now we're going to be demonstrating the timbre of some musical instrument using a fragment from Elvis Presley's uh, can't help fall in love. Yes, all right. So it's a fragment. Musical form, or also called the structure, or if you like, the design or the plan, of a piece of music. The form of a piece of music is the overall plan of that music. All right, the types of forms include the sectional forms, the ones with variation, sonata form, and free forms. Now let's go. That's a piece of music there. This is the sectional form, and when you look at how the music progresses, it started with days. Da, 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 da. Now, you now have another section picking up from there, having similarity or semblance with the first one, and ending the music like that. All right. So when you look at this, you see the A section here, and the B section. So this is what I mean by sectional form. It has sections. Now this AB form and AB -2 binary form. So in sectional form, we have two or more sections, usually, in question and answer, or in call and response mode. So you usually have repetition or restatement, as the case may be. So example of sectional forms include the binary, ternary, rondo, and the strophic forms. So this is just an example of binary form. It has the first phrase, which is usually the question phrase, the question, and the answer, and repeated by the answer, and the answer here. So you have the question phrase and the answer. So you also have the ternary. So imagine ternary. We have in ternary form, you usually have the opening phrase. Now you have a contrasting phrase B, and the restatement of the opening phrase again. So you have A, B, A in ternary form, and usually the contrasting phrase is in another key, in different key. So in rondo, you have the principal theme and the episodes. All right. So at the end of every episode, you have the repetition or the restatement of the principal theme, and in strophic form, just think of popular music. Also in hymns, yeah, hymns contains the strophic form where you use the same melody to sing different lyrics. You understand? In verse 1, verse 2, the same melody or similar melody, but you have different texts or different lyrics. So that's the strophic form. Variation. So in variation, you have the main theme, which is usually restated with modifications. Okay, now with the use of syncopation, transposition, metric, or tonal shift, and so on and so forth. So example of this form are theme and variation. All right. So and you also have the fugue. Now I want you to listen to that music. The sonata form is a compounded form with several musical events embedded in it. So here it's usually have the three main movements or sections, and these are in the order of exposition. That is when you state the theme, the main theme of the music, supported by some other secondary themes and other musical elements using modulation, and you have transitions there in the exposition, and you have the codetta, all right, which is the conclusion or the closing, like musical idea, just to signify the end of the exposition. Now, followed by the development, and followed by the recapitulation. Recapitulation is just like the statement, the restatement of the exposition with variations anyway. And after the recapitulation, you have the coda. Coda is just like a strong section, usually at the end of the music, to bring the music to a conclusion. Listen to that song as well. And free form, in free form, it has no point of reference to the aforementioned forms. Therefore, they structurally have a unitary part or dissimilar parts entirely. So example of forms like this can be traced to true composed music or preludes. Now you may listen to those music too. All right. Lyrics is an aspect of vocal music which feature verbal expression. Now, the lyric or words. Now, another word for lyrics is words of a song, is an integral part of popular music. So most popular music has, words, of course, which anybody can easily relate to. Now, a non-musician often connects better to any music with lyrics. Well, I think this explains why there is high patronage for popular music, and because it has more of vocal music rather than instrumental music. So instrumental music involves mental interpretation, and technical interpretation. Just thinking aloud anyway. All right, pitch and intensity. Pitch is how high or how low a musical note is heard. All right. Um, of course, this is determined by the frequency of the sound you hear. That is, every sound vibrates. Remember, there is no sound, or there's hardly sound without vibrations. All right. Oh yeah. So every every sound, or every musical sound, vibrates a number of time before for it to produce a particular sound, and that's the pitch. All right. The more the vibration, then the higher the pitch, and the lesser the vibration, then the lower the pitch. All right. Intensity or volume. It explains how loud or soft a musical sound is heard. All right. So the strength of the sound determines the intensity. Now let's go to the difference between intensity and pitch. All right. Pitch is determined by the frequency of the sound. That is the number of vibrations a sound can produce. While intensity is determined by the strength of the musical notes. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about dynamics. Okay, is a technique that caters for the changes that occur in a piece of music. In a piece of music, change or dynamic can be done to its intensity, speed, or performance style. Therefore, we can play a piece of music loud or soft, fast or slow, streetly or expressively. All right, we've come to the end of the section. If this is your first time, please do well to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.